What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be showcasing the best places to steal in the Elder Scrolls Online. This is my top 10 and what the best passives and everything you need to make this work. You can steal some really rare items, or you can just go for the daily maximum fence goods. And I'll show you all the best spots in no particular order, either pickpocketing safe boxes or stealing in general. So first off, you want to make sure you got all the passives of the ledger domain. This is going to make stealing a hell lot easier. It's best to have all of them if you can. And the vampire as well, just gives you some movement speed, things that make things generally a lot easier. You're going to get unnatural movement, just easier to be less detected. And the Blade of Woe as well, again, is very essential on the Dark Brotherhood line. There's also a few nice passives here, but they're not essential. All the Dark Brotherhood. Medium armor as well, just so you're just a bit faster and you've got a bit more stamina recovery. I don't generally run a thief build as such, as it's just so easy to steal, but you can definitely have some things here like Sustaining Shadows, Steed's Blessing, and there's a few CPs. Cut Purse's Art is going to give you higher quality loot, and the Infamous as well is going to give you more gold gained. But generally these are just optional and not essential. So just have what you need here just to maximize your chances of stealing the best stuff in the game and making potentially millions. So we're going to get into where I normally go just to sell all my goods. I normally come here to the Alenor Desert, as the Outlaw's Refuge here is just the closest to the Way Shrine. So once you've got all your goods, you can just come and sell them here, as it's just super close and there's no guards or anything here. So this is where I normally go. And now we're going to get into the top 10 locations for pickpocketing and stealing. So the first location is in Alenor. I'll show you on the map where I am. It's just this little house here above the main city in Somerset. So there's tons of nobles here. The only disadvantage is there is a guard, which is a bit tricky to get around. But there's about 10 nobles in total, and it's basically pickpocketing, and you can obtain the expensive Alenor mirrors, which can go for a ton of gold. I'll show you here. And there's nobles in and around here. It's a nice easy farm, but I said just watch out for the guard. Is the only chance you can actually be stopped. So you can make gold from just the drops from the pickpocketing, and also you've got that super rare chance to get one of the Alenor mirrors, which always go for really good gold, particularly the purple one. So you can just go around here. I'm just showing you all the locations of where they are. There's not everyone is a noble here, but they're generally mostly nobles. There's also a tricky one here to get behind. Like I said, they're all generally high level NPCs. The higher the NPC, the more difficult the NPC is to pickpocket, generally the better loot they can possibly provide. But we're after the mirrors here is definitely the best thing you want to go for. Like, you can get behind this one, but I definitely struggled in this video here. But yeah, they can drop the mirrors, which are worth super amounts of gold, because they are incredibly rare and very hard to source. And I think they only drop from pickpocketing and nobles. So you can actually get over just struggling and having a really hard time. Obviously, once you kill the enemies, I'm not going to kill the enemies here, just to show you locations. And the next one we have here is again in Alenor in Somerset. And I'll show you the full through of this one. And this is again a pickpocketing one, and we are after the table runners. So we're targeting the clothiers, as they can drop the Alenor table runners, which can go for crazy amounts of gold, as you can see here. And also there are some nobles along the way, which you can also get the Alenor mirrors. So this is the second clothier here. There are very few in Somerset. There is one other in another town, but this is the two in the main town. And we just go up here. You can also pickpocket the NPCs here, but they're not clothiers or they're not nobles. So I generally avoid these, but there's 2 nobles here. So essentially this farm is just targeting the nobles and the clothiers, so they can drop them insane items. And again, you're going to get gold from just the general loot as well, which you can sell from the fence to the fence. You drop down here, it's a commoner there, also another noble. There's quite a few nobles on this run, and that is the last one. And then you just run through here back to the starting location, and they should have respawned by the time you've pickpocketed and killed them all. And you can just keep doing this loop. It says it's one of the best farms in the game for stealing and pickpocketing, as there is potential for very high loot. So the next one we have here, we are in Vardenfell in Vivek City, and this again is a pickpocket farm. And in question is the nobles here. There is a selection of nobles here, mostly nobles, and again nobles can drop high value loot for pickpocketing to sell back to the fence. And again, they might potentially be dropping the Velothi paintings, but I'm not 100% sure. There's also an alchemist here as well, which is like the only one in the whole of Vardenfell I'm aware of. They can drop those super rare plants as well. I'm not sure if it's the really expensive ones, but they definitely drop plants. I've had some plants drop off him. You can also go in here, the library, once you've done pickpocketing them. There is a ton of scholars in here, which you can pickpocket. Again, I would consider this farm generally just one just to get the most fence goods per day. Again, there is noble, so it does have the potential to drop some of those super rare Velothi items. I generally think they are from the safe boxes. I've never actually had one from the nobles here. You can definitely try this out. There is a guard around here, so just be careful. But it doesn't go to the top level. But again, it's another great pickpocketing NPC farm. The next we're going to get into another unique one, which is in Greenshade, just south of the main city. There is a collection of huts here, and what we are targeting is provisioners. There is around 5 provisioners here. I'll show you all the locations. And what we are after in question is the shivering cheese. I've never actually had it drop from these provisioners, but again, they do have the potential to have it dropped. I don't think it's been 100% verified, but again, if it does drop off one of these, it is going to be worth a lot of gold, as you can see here. They do sell really well, and the provisioners should drop them. Again, it's another nice farm. Like I said, there's about 5 in total here, which is an unusually high number of NPC provisioners. So you can just go from hut to hut, and there's 1 or 2 here and there. Like I said, I'm showing you all the locations here, and you can just pickpocket the other NPCs if you wish, and you might get that lucky drop. There's a few more in here, a few more provisioners, and then you can pickpocket in, kill them, and then they'll respawn. So the next one in question is, now we're moving on to safe boxes, and in Balfoyen, in Dalmora, this is one of the best places for safe boxes. Highest concentration is one there. There's also one in this building here, if I can open the door. So these safe boxes don't actually drop anything special. They might drop the shivering cheese, but it's really great for events like the crime wave event. You do get a lot of traffic here. You do get some players coming here because it's very well known. But if you come off peak hours, it's one of the best places to hit the safe boxes. As you can see, I don't have the lock picking ability maxed out, and this is why I'm having trouble getting through the doors. But yeah, it's just, I'll show you all the spots where the lock boxes are. There's quite a lot of them, so it's really great farm for the safe boxes. Just watch out for the guards. There's a couple of guards outside, but generally it's very easy to avoid them. There's a few in all these houses around the edges, basically 1 in each, and there is a couple outside, so you can get gold from the safe boxes. I couldn't show you all the locations. I think someone was farming in here, but there's basically about 6 or 7 safe boxes in here. They're really easy to spot. Like I said, you do get a lot of players here, but it's a really great spot for the event. the best place in the game for safe boxes, but it doesn't drop anything super rare or special apart from potentially the shivering cheese. But you will earn quite a reasonable chunk of gold doing this. So now we're going to move on to the next one, which is the big one, which is again in Vardenfell, and it's a safe box farm. And basically, as you can see here, I've got the add-on to show where all the safe boxes are in Vardenfell, and you just go along from each location to each location, just hitting the safe boxes basically. I will link a full video of every location as well, as I'm not going to go through them all here on this video as it would take too long. I'll link the video where it's showing each one. And again, you can get the super expensive Velofi paintings and tapestries. They drop in here. Also, potentially the shivering cheese, which I have had. I think it was in the Fighters or Mages Guild. So you can run around in this loop as I'm showing you here, and then just go back to the beginning and just hit the safe boxes. You're going to earn a lot of gold anyway for just fenced goods. And you've also got the potential to get them super rare furnishings. And there's also the crafting modes, which are not too bad as well. They sell 10, 20k, so it's not too bad. Particularly if you get a chest piece or a headpiece. Again, just go around farming the safe boxes and you've really got that potential to get something really special. So they're generally, you don't see players doing this very often either. So they're usually always here. They're not on every spawn, so just check them. Now we're going to move on to just mass killing NPCs. So this spot here is in Aridian. And right at the top here, it's a very unknown location. You never see players here anymore. And there's just basically tons of Aridian Marines. And you can just basically mass kill them. Some of them don't actually even move. And there is an unusually high number. There's no guards at all either. You can just go around killing them all and just looting the bodies. Even all these ones lined up here, they're all killable. You can even pickpocket them if you want. But generally, this is for more just mass killing. You want to get the fenced goods as quickly as possible per day. This is where you want to come. Like I said, there's absolutely no guards. Like I said, some don't even move or even attack back. It's absolutely crazy. Really great spot, secluded. And it's just a fun mass killing spot in the game. One of the best. So I definitely recommend this one here. Now we're going to move on to another mass killing spot, which is in Stonefalls. It's Fort Vieric, or we're very close to it. Just on the outskirts, and you just drop down here. Again, there's an absolute ton of NPCs. You can see them all highlighted here with the yellow names above them. You can just go around just killing them. There's quite a large number, probably the best large number in the game of NPCs. There used to be a really great spot in Reaper's March, the caravan, but it's been nerfed. There is still some there, but not as many. But this has been untouched. A lot of NPCs you can just farm and kill. Again, they're not going to drop anything special, but they will just get your fence goods per day really quickly, as you're going to gain a ton of fence goods really fast. So you can just go around killing them all, and then once you're done, just run back to the top and they respawn really quickly. Like I said, it's probably one of the most densely populated mass killing NPC spots in the entire game, and there's no guards either. And then you can just pull back, reset the loop. The next one here is in Northern Elsewhere. This is a different type of farm. This is more just a container farm, and we're in Rimman in the Fighters or Mages Guild. I think, yeah, the Mages Guild. And you basically just go in this door and you're just hitting the wardrobes. There's not many. I think there's only about 2 or 3 wardrobes. You can also pickpocket the NPCs and the other containers, but it's specifically the desks and the wardrobes in question, and they can drop the very expensive, as you can see here, the Elsewhere pillows. You might also get some furnishing plans that are worth a lot as well, but the pillows are very rare and they're going to give you a lot of gold. So you just reset. It's a fast reset, just in and out. Don't have to port anywhere. This door has got a loading screen. If it's got a loading screen, the containers are going to reset. Just hit the wardrobes. You might get something lucky. The next one, we are in a bar's landing in Hugh Bane. And we're in the golden thimble, and again it's another container farm. You can just hit all the containers. You might get some red guard furnishing plans, and also the red spool, which goes for about 300k at least. Very rare. There's some loose panels in the walls as well. Make sure you check them. You can pickpocket the NPCs, check all the desks, check every container. Again, they're very rare, so it's difficult, but it's a really nice spot. And just go around. Make sure you check the loose panels, nightstands, and you might get something rare. You do have to port to a house that you don't own to reset the containers here, which is a bit annoying, but it is a very great spot nonetheless. And then you can just come back here and just rinse and repeat. Really good container farm. So that is basically it, guys. That is all my favourite spots to steal and potentially get rich and get some really good items. You can either pickpocket, you can hit safe boxes, or you can just mass kill NPCs. They're all really effective, all really great at making gold over time. Like I said, you've always got the chance to get something really special. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment your favourite one or any ones that I've missed. And I will see you in the next video.